Alaikum. Hello everyone. Hello.
Hello, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
We
Hello,
all
hello.
here, sir. We all here, sir.
Okay, inshallah. Okay. Thank you very much for your enthusiasm and for your motivation to learn. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Okay, until our other friends are joining, if you have any questions, I should, yeah,
Sir,
I shall
I want a
entertain you,
question.
inshallah. Yeah.
Sir, I have one question. Sir,
Yes, please.
I have go through the many literature.
Okay.
But how I can choose this literature is input in our research study and on written in the thesis. How it can be choose? Because many literature I have gone through, or but I can't understand present literature, present past literatures, and related to our study. But how can I choose? This is the input in this thesis, written thesis.
Okay. Very nice question, sister. I am audible. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Suppose
Yes, sir.
you have your own topic and you have your own framework. Normally, in quantitative research, you have a dependent variable, you have several independent variables, and you have mediating and moderating variables. And in literature review, literature review that we need in mostly in our literature reviews chapter in research gap and in discussion chapter, as well as in first chapter in problem statement and in background of this writing background of the study and introduction, writing the introduction of chapter 1. So where we need our to write our literature review, we need to give the evidence and we have to give the reference of previous study where we put their contribution to our study. So normally, suppose when you are you read a letter. Suppose I am giving you an example of our current a sample study, that is employee performance. Employee performance is our dependent variable. You are doing literature review for employee performance. So suppose what the findings get by different other researchers. If you get only one, suppose article which is related with employee performance. So what was their saying about employee performance? Suppose very important statements if you find over there. So you can put that statement by your own words in your literature in employee performance literature review section, and you will you will give the reference of that you have taken this statement from that literature. So this is how, suppose if you are developing the hypothesis in literature review chapter, developing the hypothesis, the relationship between wage and employee performance. So you will find some literature who has done the relationship between wage and employee performance. So you will take who talk about the relationship between wage and employee performance, and who got the relationship of these, what was their findings. You can take that one from your own word, you will write the same thing and you will give the reference. These are the people who has studied this, and you will use the reference. So in this way you will put there, and uh, a very easiest way to summarize and articulate your thesis, I would suggest you will prepare a skeleton for each chapter. Whenever you will go through the literature, you will important statement you will take to your own own thesis. You will take copy and paste. Then you will write and you will just take it up and down, and you will paraphrase and rephrase by your own word and give the reference of that article. Okay.
But sir, when go through the literature, all have important and related to our study.
No,
What
not
can I
necessarily.
do?
Not all. How can all would be necessary? So you can give the suppose one statement. You can use more than one
Because
reference.
we
Suppose you can give. Suppose this system. There is a relationship between OS and employee performance. Significant positive effect. So who has? You can give numerous references. You can use. Understand? So you can give suppose in one
sure sir.
statement in yes in one statement you can use different authors reference you can use.
Okay sir. Okay
Okay,
sir.
any
Thank
other
you.
question?
Thank you so much.
Any other question? Otherwise I shall start. I shall take another 5 minutes so that our participant can join. Brother Victor, where are you from? Brother Victor. Okay. Okay. Let's start our next session. You're watching my screen? Is it visible?
Yes sir.
Okay.
No sir.
Huh?
Till now, your
No,
face
no,
is
no visible. Yes,
No
yes,
sir.
visible, visible, sir. Visible, sir.
Research methodology, module 3.
Yes, visible.
Not yet visible, sir. Please.
Really not visible?
Not
Yes, sir.
visible sir.
only you are visible.
Oh, really?
Not visible. No no sir. No sir.
Not visible.
Okay.
Not visible, sir.
Not
Yes.
visible, sir.
Just a minute. Just a minute.
Visible, sir. Visible, visible, sir. Oh, no visible.
Okay, okay. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Not visible.
Visible,
Yeah.
visible, sir.
Now is it would be visible, inshallah. Is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
Visible sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's okay right now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is it okay now, right? Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
No. Normally, these are the different sections. These are the components that you need to discuss in research methodology chapter. That is the third chapter. That is, you give the introduction, then research philosophy. Actually, research study is it starts from the researcher's philosophy, and from his philosophy, under which research paradigm he will follow for conducting his own research. Then research approach, what would be the research approach? Research design. Research method means data collection method, and research time horizon, population of the study, sample size determination, sampling technique, data collection, adopting and adapting measurement instrument. What does it mean? Anybody have any idea what is the meaning of adopting and adapting measurement instrument or scale? Anybody have any idea?
Sir, I think adopting means the pre-tested questionnaire, which was tested by another researcher previously. So we can say adopting instrument. And Second one is, I think, when you pre-test or pilot test, make changes by yourself.
Okay, very good. Adopting means you did not change of the previous year instrument. The researcher not changing anything. He is using as it is. Okay, of the previous year instrument been used by somebody else. So that is called adopting. And adapting measurement instrument means if the researcher he take the instrument from previous literature and he is modifying it as per his own requirements, own context, a little bit changes, not much changing in the statement as per his requirement in his context. So that is called adopting and adapting. Okay. uh, that is called adopting and adapting. And what is a pre-test? Okay, I shall during our session we shall talk about this. Okay. Research philosophy. Research philosophy is a belief. Just a minute. Okay. A research philosophy is a belief about the way in which data about a phenomenon should be gathered, analyzed, and used. Research philosophy is an overarching term relating to the development of knowledge and the nature of the knowledge. Normally, in this world, in this present world, there are a lot of research philosophy. Among them, only four type of research philosophy are using at this moment in social science research. Number one is positivism, interpretivism, post-positivism, and pragmatism. So, do you have any idea what is positivism? Anybody have any idea what is positivism?
Positivism usually for quantitative.
Okay, for quantitative. What is the philosophy behind this quantitative? Uh, yes, you are right, sister. You are from Malaysia, right?
Yes,
Your name?
Aliza.
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 Aliza. Which university you are doing PhD?
Nanjing Forestry University.
Huh?
Nanjing Forestry University, China.
Oh,
Yeah.
in China.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. Okay. Sister, your concept is good, Alhamdulillah. Sister, positivism means when the researcher believe that uh, everywhere what is happening, there is a single reality. Whatever happening in this world, there is a single reality and universal law can be implemented to everywhere. You understand? The universal law can be implemented to everywhere. So what is happening in China, same thing happening in India, same thing happening in Malaysia, same thing happening in Saudi Arabia. That is their concept. So that's why what the theory we have for solving our problem, we take the theory and we try to take this concept of the theory and try to implement those theory in our practice. So they believe on universal law. They believe on in a nutshell. It has a very big explanation, and if you go through the positivism literature, maybe every literature will go over your head. You will not get anything from there. But in a nutshell, I am just precise it, and I am giving you the real information that we need to understand. This that is the positivism philosophy is that they believe on universal law and a single reality, and they believe what the theory theory can solve our problem. So that is the that and so they believe that what is happening in this world, and if any problem arise, if we bring the theory to solve our problem, based on the theory we will take the variables from the theory and from the empirical evidence, and we will develop the hypothesis based on the theory, and we will collect the quantitative data, and we will analyze the data. Then our study would be, please mute your mic, please mute your mic, Mustafa, brother Mustafa, mute your mic. So here in positivism philosophy, they believe on objectivism. Here, the researcher and research are different. They do not have any human interaction. The researcher cannot use their own understanding, or own understanding mean in the sense his perception, his values, his own assessment cannot put into the into the study. Here, the researcher or the investigator, they will study the objectively. That is why it is also called the objectivism. Positivism also, those who believe on this positivism, they are known as objectivist as well. But in the case of interpretivism, they believe that we cannot generalize it. Each and every condition, each and every problem of the society are different from the others. So what is happening in China, that is not the context that cannot be that is same thing not happening in Saudi Arabia, nothing in Malaysia or Australia, or because the context is different. So the every countries and every parts of the world, the different scenarios is there. Their political system, their cultural system, religious system, economic condition, all are different. So you cannot generalize anything. So we cannot believe on positivism. So for our own problem, what's the problem? We need to dig into this. So what the theories are developing by the West, by the Americans, by the Europeans, we cannot bring the theories to solve our problem associated in China. That cannot be done. That cannot be satisfied our in the Chinese context, in Chinese industry context. So they believe whatever happening, go to the subject and talk with them, take the interview the respondents, and what you are finding, do the thematic analysis. What is the results is coming, that you are coming with the theory. Whenever you are when the findings comes, then we make the relationship, what the factors come, suppose anything happened there based on the problem, and what are the different factors that are associated with that problem. So so whole phenomena that been explained, what the findings comes, explained with the theory, or it supports to the existing theory. So that's why here the end product is the theory in interpretivism. But in positivism, the you have to for solving any problem, we bring the theory first, and that is why it is called the deductive approach. Then from the theory we go to the extensive literature review for for findings the related factors that are affecting the problem. So these and we develop the hypothesis based on the relationship between the factors that we have find from the literature, and we develop the framework, and we talk about there is a significant effect of this independent variable with this dependent variable, and then we collect based on this hypothesis. We develop the instrument, we collect the data in quantitative data, and after collecting the data, and we analyze the data empirically and statistically. Then whatever findings comes as we supported this relationship that we assume that we proposed, it is supported or not. So this is from the thesis to we deduct the theory, and what the results come, we support this theory or not. That is called the positivism. And interpretivism, we don't believe on positivism, we don't believe on the theory. Whatever problem we have, we directly talk with the subject. So the subject can themselves, the subject themselves can explain their problem better than the investigator himself is producing the questionnaire. If suppose if you are producing the questionnaire and giving distribute to them, so the respondents, they might have many things to say, but you are framing it only strongly disagree, disagree, disagree. What kinds of study is this? So they don't believe on this, because the respondents, they cannot say, they cannot express their feelings, their values, what they mean about their problem. So that is the main concept. So that's why we need to study the subject. That is the philosophy of interpretivism. We have to interpret the text that is talking by the interviewee. Okay, here in positivism, data is coming from the survey questionnaire method, and this survey questionnaire is been developed by the by the investigator himself and from the existing literature what the other people develop, and based on that you have developed the questionnaire for collecting data and what the results come. But here neither the interviewee or the respondents can say by their own words, and here the yeah, and even the researcher himself cannot interact with the study and by their own. Here you are sending the email, and yeah, there is no relation between investigator and interviewee and the respondents. But in the case of the uh, in the case of interpretivism, here the researcher they can talk with them what their feelings. Investigator try to understand their feelings, what is their problem, they talk about their problem, and their suggestions, their recommendations, their opinion. He is understanding as per the researcher, he is understanding, he is presenting the results. He is thematically he is analyzing what the says what they saying, what the interviewee given their opinion regarding the problem. So here the human interaction is there, here there is no. That is why it is called objective study, and interpretivism, it is called subjective study. You got the point? So here it is coming, the data is coming through questionnaire method. Here it is coming with the interview technique. Now we come, what is pragmatism? The pragmatism is that here they don't believe on a single methodology, because they think that what is we need, what is the appropriate things that we have to do for our investor. We neither believe on a single only theory need to be used for our or need to go to only interpretivism. We need to combine it for getting the more robust knowledge. So that's why we need to bring both the methods, qualitative and quantitative methods. Both we need to bring. That is the philosophy of pragmatism. What is post-positivism? Post it is post positivism is like the positivism, The problem is, what is the theory being developed by somebody else? And they believe that since the context is different, that's why we need to justify. We need to justify our theory. So this theory is suitable for this context or not. That's why their intention to observe, to modify, or to extend the theory. They don't believe on the what the theory, a single theory will be can work universally. This theory may change in different contexts. You need to little modify, you need to add new variables, we need to change it, we need to extend it. If you have if you are a researcher, if you are planning for theory testing, either this theory is working in your context or not, so in that case you have to go for the post-positivism philosophy. Actually, it is much difficult to understand the whole each and every philosophies, but in a nutshell, in a short, I just try to explain to you. Did you get the point? What is positivism? What is interpretivism? What is post-positivism? What is pragmatism? You got the point?
Yes.
Yes, sir, somehow.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is really difficult to understand the research philosophies. But in our research paradigm, I shall explain it a little bit more, and then it will help you to understand. We need to become a philosopher, or we are simple investigator or researcher. Just under certain philosophical, we need to know the philosophical stance of our study. You know, we are doing our PhD. Why? This is the called doctorate of philosophy. So I am doing PhD. I did my PhD in human resource management, and somebody is doing PhD in medical science. The PhD is given doctorate of philosophy. Why? Actually, this is the ground. Actually, from which background, from which philosophical stance you have created the knowledge. Understand? So in which under which stance you have developed your knowledge, you have created your knowledge. That is the philosophical stance. Actually, it depends on the researcher philosophy, how he will solve the problem. It based on his own philosophy. If he believe on subjectivism, we need to study the subject, we need to talk the problem. Anything happen, suppose employee performance of ready-made garment industry Bangladesh. So we need to talk with the employees. Why they are not performing well? What is their issues? What is their problem associated with them? Why not they are working like the employees of India, like the employees of garment worker in China, garment worker in Thailand? Why they are not doing their best? They can tell them, they can tell us what is their problem. They will tell, we have the problem this, they are not giving the ways properly, they are not giving certain facilities, they are not giving the environment, they are not giving fringe benefits properly, the supervisor harasses us a lot. They will talk a lot. So that's why then the real investigation is this. When they will talk like this, then you will say, yes, that is the problem. We have to, if we can solve this problem, then okay. This is the uh, one philosophy. That is the interpretivism. That is the if you are believing in this, so I do my study in this way. So how you are creating the knowledge? By interviewing the employees. That is called the qualitative research. Okay, suppose someone, no. Already there are so many studies been done. These variables, the workers are associated in an environment, So there are different factors that are associated. Though, so already people did a lot of works. It is already found out. So what the different theories are talking? If the theory is telling if the workers are giving proper wage and salary, very good environment, the workers will work